Oh dear, looks like someone has lost their focus. Been a wee bit distracted lately with the 3D printer. I've got various bags of tiny little traffic barrels and traffic cones and people. I've got pallet stacks, I've got barrels, I've got a really nice little dump truck. And it's full of stuff. Printed off a public toilet, printed off a little AC unit for the roof. Actually I did 3 of them. Obviously need painted. My wife printed off this entire petrol Canada station that she's going to turn into. I printed off a couple of tiny little Coca-Cola vending machines. There's no way you're going to be able to see that. Focus. So that needs to be painted bright red with white lettering. Printed off a little GMC Sidekick, or Suzuki Vitara, you might call it. A little dumpster at the back. That's going to be a police car, more traffic barrels. Platform seats, and I don't even have a platform or station. Tiny little barrels. Another dumpster. So, I've got all this stuff and nowhere to put it. So I need to get all this cleared up because today we're going to lay some more track. That's better. Do you like my new chair, by the way? Picked it up at the side of the road. There's a thing that happens in Canada. When you are done with your treasure or junk, instead of dumping it or taking it to the thrift store, you leave it at the end of your driveway and give someone else the opportunity to enjoy it. So that needed a bit of work. Some heavy person had been sitting on it and the base was all cracked, but I took it apart, and as you can see, after a bit of TLC, it's as good as new. Love it. It's going to be ideal for all my operating. Does that mean it's the fat controller's chair? Right. Back to the layout. Let's start with finally getting my siding or platform line laid. So I need to put some cork bed down, glue that down. I've not glued any of the track down yet. Because I just can't be bothered. No, I need to do all of the track, get it glued down. I just wanted to make sure it was all in the right place and the curves were working. But I need to do it. I need to get all the track back up of the entire layout and get it glued down properly. Excuse me. If it doesn't run properly, I can adjust it on the fly. Okay, let's get some track at least laid out to where we want it to go, and then we can get this stuff stuck down. my first bit of permanent laid track is done, and I know Gary's going to be annoyed. At least I think it was Gary. Gary told me I should paint the cork bed before I put the track down, and I do have grey paint specifically for that. I just forgot. I'll do it with the rest of the track, honest. Quite exciting. Permanent track. Right, while that's drying, let's have a look at the rest of the track that I need to get down as well. Cheers. I want to add a turnout here so that it's not just a continual loop. There'll be other routes for the trains to take. So if I put a switch here, or turnout, I'm just going to call it a switch because that's what I call it. Switch here, we'll go up here, round there. This is going to be a mountain, so it might go under a tunnel or it'll be raised a little bit. Small bridge here. This is not going to be a river, this is going to be a lake end. So it'll come to be here. And this little bit of track will be for some sort of marine goods pickup. I have no idea, I'm making this up as I go along. So a small railway bridge there, and then it's going to split off. It's going to go under a tunnel. That section's going to go all the way along under the tunnel, out that end and into the industrial area. This section here will come down, cross over that little marine goods line and go into the main line. This line here is also coming from the industrial area, so there's two ways to get to the industrial stuff, and that will join onto this section. So this is why I've not glued any of the track down, and the cork bed is not glued down at this section. It's only glued, sorry, the cork is glued from there, this section here, all the way around to here. So this section on the brown foam is not glued yet, so I can move that about. And obviously the track isn't glued. So I need to take this bit off, change this bit of cork for one of them. Yep, that one there. Add cork all the way around there. Add another switchy one. I think I've got another one there, yep. That one can go there. Normal cork. I've got plenty of cork cut, at least I think I have. I've got more cork if I have to cut it. I need to stop saying cork. And I've got another two of the opposite side switches, cork things. So one for there. I'm going to need another one that way. And I'm going to need a whole lot of stuff for this bit, and I think I've ran out, so I'm going to have to make some more. Yeah, so before I stick any of this stuff down, I need to make templates because I don't have any more templates to make track cork bed from. You get the idea. So I'm going to need the opposite of that, so turn it upside down. Do a sketch, so I've got one for there, and a weird crossover thing here, that will join there to there. Never used one of these before, I hope it works. I should maybe try that first before I glue anything down. So that's the plan. Lots of work to do, but first, my glue is dry. Let's take all them off and see if the train goes over it. Look at them waiting patiently on the bridge. Although he was facing backwards, so maybe do a whole loop. See if he makes it across into the platform section. You're probably wondering what this is and why I've got quite so much of it. There's even more over there. I'll explain at the end of the video. First, I want to test my new track. Right, power. Yes, I'm going to make you watch it go all the way around. So we're going down 5% mountain. I've tested this for quite a while now. The trains get up no problem at all, even with lots of coaches, so we're good. Oh, while he's making his merry journey, so when this cuts off, you can probably see I've got a road here, so I'm going to make a railway crossing here, and I'm going to do it in a diagonal because that's kind of more realistic. And I also want to add my budget Magna rail system going over the track, so that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Now, I also, while we're on the subject of Magna rail, I want to do like 2 or 3 complete systems. So a car will come round here, go all the way around the village, town, and come back this way. I also want one on the inside, which is going to end up going into the drive-through coffee shop, the Tim Hortons. There will be possibly a roundabout here because this section's getting pretty long, so I'd maybe do a roundabout here so the cars can loop back. And then there'll be another Magna Rail budget system over here somewhere, but this time there's going to be a bridge here. And oh, I nearly missed it. Chesney has made it onto the new track. There's a bit of dirty track there, I've not cleaned it yet, but so far we have power. But don't panic, I will be individually powering pretty much every section of this track. Sorry, I need to do that again because, you know, we missed it. We missed the big reveal. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so the road will come along here, go over a bridge here, but I do want this station accessible with a road. So I'll probably have either station one side, platform, car park, and then a road going down, or station, platform, car park, road going down. Not quite sure which yet. Open to suggestions. I have to say, this Chesney, it needs a bit of weathering, but what an exceptional runner. So smooth, so quiet. Definitely worth, or it's going to be worth putting in a decoder, even just for power and lights. I'd love to get sound in this little guy because he has been absolutely brilliant. I did have a bit of a drive shaft issue that it just popped out, but that was an easy fix, and as you can see, he's running super smooth. Even fitted a couple of KD couplers. Right, we're coming up to the new Turnout. A wee bit clickety chunky there. I need to smooth that down, but apart from that, he's running fine. There should be enough room for about 6 or 7 pieces of rolling stock, maybe 3 carriages if I get a passenger locomotive. And also, while we're on this subject, I have used metal couplers for this for now, which means I can't run separate trains on a DC system. I did think about putting in isolators here and just having, you know, a switchable wire thing soldered on. But since I've only got one loop anyway, I can really only use one DC train at a time anyway. So once I've got DC, it won't matter that they're all connected because everything's going to be alive. Anyway, good success. I'm actually going to put the weights back on there because the glue isn't quite dry. I just got a wee bit excited and wanted to test it out, but it seems to work fine. Forgot to switch the track. What an amateur. Okay, let me talk about this. I found these in my local Dollarama. You might know it as Dollar Store, Dollar General. And as you can see, they are pretty cheap, $2.25. And as you may have noticed, it is going to be ideal for track ballast. Now, there's 3 different colours for the track ballast I've got here. And it is really fine. It's pretty much like the fine Woodland Scenics track ballast, so it's going to be ideal for my track. So that there is a sort of browny grey. That one and that one. That one's a sort of grey. That's a brown grey again. This one looks even finer, although it may just have settled or something. That's the lighter grey, brown grey. And then we've got this stuff, which is going to be absolutely brilliant for riverbed, that kind of thing. It's another brown grey. Obviously, I've not got these colour coded. I like grey gravelly thing again. The bottom of a mountain scene maybe. Another light grey, brown grey. Slightly different colour of stones, gravelly stones there. They're more of a brown. We've got some sand, $3 I splashed out in that one. And that's a sort of browner rocks, I suppose. Some grey sand, some sand, and another couple of them. That's quite a dark one, I like that one. But what I can do, I'll do this in another video. I'm going to test them all out, because what I could probably do is find a couple of the Ballast colour that I like and mix them up and use a mixture. Because if I mix like 10 of those, I'm going to have plenty, I think, to do the whole track. I hope. I also picked up these just because they were there. Sand coloured Ballast, if you like, which may work somewhere, and this just because it was pretty. I like it. I don't think I'll use it anywhere, but I basically cleaned out the store. In fact, I cleaned out several stores because I didn't get all that in one shop. So I've worked out that the Woodland Scenics bottles, containers are not quite twice the size of this, but for talking's sake, let's say it's twice the size. And they are in my local hobby shop, and even online, it's like $25 per container. All of this cost me $50. The equivalent Woodland Scenics would have been $250. So quite a saving, and I've got a massive selection of colours. I did have to go around quite a few different Dollaramas to get them all, because every time I went back to mine, they hadn't restocked yet, and I don't know if they ever will. But you never know, I think I've got enough to be getting on with. Right, I am going to march ahead and get the rest of this cork bed down, and then we can finally get some track down where it's supposed to go. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll get the cork bed down, and then I'll bring you back in a future video, and we'll finally get all the track down and all the points, and then we can start doing scenery, finally. My wife's been making so many, well, I showed you that at the start of the video, and we need somewhere to put all this stuff she's printing out and painting. So, thanks for watching. Oh, next video, mail call. I got my first gift sent to me off my Amazon wish list, so make sure you tune in for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.